as an important part of monitoring their health. A full-grown Bengal tiger can weigh 500 pounds, but for now, the cubs are in good health at just over 5 pounds. Sita is next, and she doesn't seem to mind the scale. Like all the cubs, she was about 2 pounds at birth and has been putting on about half a pound a day. Without their mother, their instinct is to huddle tightly together. Wild cubs spend their first 2 months in a den. Their mother would only leave them unattended if she needed to go hunt. The heaviest of the cubs is Taj, weighing in at a hefty 6 pounds. There's construction noise close by, and Samara is on the alert. Fearing for her cubs, she instinctively gets to work moving them to a safer place. Sultan is the first to be held in her huge and powerful jaws. Amazingly, he doesn't let out a single cry. In the wild, Samara might change dens several times in order to keep her family hidden from other predators. But the noise stops, and once she's been reassured by her keepers, Samara comes back. Little Sultan endured the entire episode hanging from his mother's jaws, as limp as a rag doll. Now Samara gets busy washing her multicolored clan. Tiger stripes are like human fingerprints. No two tigers have the same pattern. Taj, the white, and Sita, the marmalade, settle in between the lighter stripes of Rama and the darker stripes of Sultan.
Which colour over his corneas? But they look fine.
Each week, the cubs get a visit from the vet.
He looks good too.
Until they're old enough to be vaccinated, the cubs' health is at its greatest risk. They're checked over carefully as everyone works to ensure the cubs are ready for the next big step.
So they're all
At 2 weeks, their lives change dramatically. From now on, formula will replace mother's milk, and the keepers will take over from their mother, Samara.
People often ask, why do we take them from the mothers about 2 to 3 weeks of age? The reason being is because we have to develop the bond with them. If we do not get that relationship with the cub, we cannot work with them when they're big. So Sultan, who just was with me, is going to be 182 kilos easy when he's a full-grown adult male. And you have to have an established relationship with him.
The cubs sleep over every night at Andy's house. Andy's done this many times before, but his colleagues are learning to be mothers for the first time. New handlers like Bruce Murdoch quickly discover that bottle feeding can be harder than it looks.
They're a little bit aggressive to start off with. They're hissing at you until they get to trust you. When you start to bottle feed them, they don't know what they're doing. It's not like putting them on a tee with a mother where it's a natural instinct. You're putting this rubber thing in their mouth that they have to learn how to grab onto that and how to suck onto it. And you have to assist them in doing that.
Definitely building the relationship with the cubs or the bond. It will be, the bottle will be a big part of that. You are the source of their ability to survive. You are also the source of comfort, and sitting on you, they feel you breathe, and you know, oftentimes after a nice feed, they'll sleep right on you, and that's, you just sit with them, and actually you don't have to really force any of the handlers to do that. They're more than happy to stay with the cubs for as long as possible, and so that they're always hearing our voices, they smell our smell, and they feel our touch, and that's where the relationship really starts.
Back at the park a few days later, the cubs go on display in their glass-enclosed nursery for the first time. Now the public finally gets to meet the awesome pawsome. This is a critical bonding time for cubs and handlers. It's particularly rewarding for the new handler.
The emotional bond now is great because it's not hard to do. I mean, you can't help yourself fall in love with them because they're so cute and cuddly. So you do enjoy the time with them. You especially love coming in here and the feeding and things like that. I guess it's made me a little bit less macho, if that makes sense. Because you're looking at such little animals, and you do sort of feel a lot more for them at that point in time. When you get to work and you're actually involved with them, yeah, it definitely makes you a bit more sentimental.
The reason why they like to suck on our fingers is they do derive comfort from it. When they nurse on their mom, they don't get milk the whole time. They're nursing, and so, but I guess it's like giving a child a pacifier, and that's what I'm doing in this case. He's had a big breakfast, and he definitely doesn't look like he's suffering at all here. So I'm going to offer him my finger rather than give him more milk. Because then he could get sick if he just got to eat as much as he could possibly hold.
At 4 weeks, the cubs are old enough to take medicine. Taj is first in line and reluctantly tries his first dose. Sita doesn't cry like her brothers, but there's no mistaking her opinion. When the cubs were nursing, their mother's milk provided them with antibodies and natural microbes. Now they need a supplement to help their digestion. But they aren't about to pretend they enjoy it. First baths are also a little unnerving, and the normally tranquil Sita suddenly needs some reassurance. Luckily, Andy knows from experience how to soothe her.
Yeah, when Sita's in the tub like that, when we give her the bath, and that was their first bath, and they are like, what in the world is this? They're getting put in water and everything like that. And so she became uncomfortable and she started screaming. So I did what I call the dangle. And that's where I kind of pick her up and I rock her a little bit and I wrap my hands around under her armpits and things like that, because that's where the mother would go to pick her up with her mouth.